All right. Okie dokie.
Here we go.
Yep. Go right ahead.
What with the...
We start at the top left. Yep.
Yep. So, doors all three closed.
Okay, let's check the back. Good. You'll want yours closed by the time it's time to start the engine. I'll keep mine open for air conditioning.
Okay. So, seatbelts and harnesses. What?
Well, this card, it says it doesn't like.
Oh.
So, we'll see how it goes. I may only be on one camera today. Seatbelts and harnesses. I cannot come apart.
Fuel selector. Yeah. I didn't see where that was.
That's right here, and it seems that my last student left it on because this is off, blocking the fuel, and this is on.
There's no way I would be able to reach that buckled up like this.
So maybe you want to loosen. What works for you is I'll roll my shoulder, so you might be able to put your left shoulder back and put your right shoulder forward, or you just loosen the belt a bit because all it has to do is keep you from hitting gear.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Exactly.
So this position's on?
Inline is on, yes.
Okay.
Yep. So if we find ourselves careening down toward Farmer Brown's field, we will want to
shut it up.
turn. Exactly. We'll want to turn that, which is why you shouldn't have to unbuckle your belt to get to it.
Right. I'm going to loosen it just a little bit more.
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I could reach it now.
Okay. Good deal.
Okay. All breakers in.
Okay, those are under my screen.
Okay. All switches off.
Those are under your screen.
Keys off. Brakes set and test.
We only have handbrake here. We don't have toe brakes.
So,
darn it. So give this a pull. You should feel some hydraulic spring, not feel a sponge cake. Now, the way you set it, tricky part is use your ring finger to come up and around the back, and then it'll lock in place. And you can set it a little more, and if you pull hard enough, it'll drop through, and that's how you release.
Oh, okay.
So having felt it, use your ring finger trick, come up and over the back. Exactly. There you go. You have set the brake. Excellent.
All right. Carb heat, cold.
Okay. T-handle. Pull hot, push cold.
Choke. On if cold engine.
We're a warm engine. I've already flown today.
Okay. Throttle. Measure friction, then closed.
Okay. No. No.
Oh.
There you go.
So measure friction and pull.
Takes a little bit to push it. Doesn't just slap freely around, but you can move it. Okay.
Where was that? Master switch on.
Okay.
Fuel boost pump on.
Okay, that's pump third. Exactly. And so,
clear.
right about now, you want to close your door. Thump something white when you think it's closed. Very
Yep.
good. All right.
All right. Where was I? Prop clear. Clear.
Guard the throttle with your left hand, although you shouldn't need it. And fire her up. There she goes. Give her a wee little bit. So what you'll do is, as you're turning, go in about halfway and then pull out. She'll catch it idle. As you're turning, now pull out, out. As you're turning, here, may I? Okay, so we want to come in and then come out.
Okay.
Or if it weren't doing, then we'd be in here, we'd go in, out, and she'll catch right as we come down to idle.
Oh, okay.
All right, so what's the first thing we need to do?
Throttle 900.
Okay, it sounds about right. How would we know? We would turn on something.
Turn on the instruments.
Yep.
We have throttle, we have oil pressure.
Check the throttle before turning on the instruments.
Yep. So, oil pressure came and went. Because it's a hot engine, it's saying, yeah, your oil's good, your everything. The cylinder head is the thing I worry about most, so you have to watch this corner as you start it up, and you'll see it. And as long as we have like 11 PSI, you're actually good. So we had plenty. We're on our way through 26 and up. So we had oil pressure. Now what comes next?
Wait, where's the oil pressure at?
It's gone now.
Oh.
So if I next through all of these.
Oh, okay. So it was there when we first started.
Exactly, but you were looking at that, which is a good thing to do.
Okay.
So it looked about like this. and
Okay.
we saw it come up. But as soon as that came up and registers going through 90, oil is hot, pressure is good, good. What's the next worst thing? Oh, you didn't have cylinder head temperatures, so it went over to the cylinder head.
Oh, so if it's not at the needed temperature and pressure, it's going to stay on that screen?
Correct, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Confirm oil pressure. Within 10 seconds or shut down.
And so we saw that go by.
Yep.
Yep.
Engine instruments, check.
Okay.
They're not up yet.
Sorry about that. Well, actually, pass, okay, and okay.
Oh.
I'm looking good.
Okay.
How about you?
Pass. What was okay?
The EIS, although you
EIS,
also
okay.
have GPS already, yep.
And
the inter-display communication is okay.
Okay.
So you can hit the soft button, current has accept over it.
Okay.
And here we have engine gauges, here we have engine gauges. Yes, we understand some things are cold, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're happy here. Okay.
Okay. Choke off if necessary. Booster pump off.
Hey, she keeps running.
Yeah. Throttle 1,000 limit until 60 degrees oil temp.
Well,
we already had 60, didn't we?
That's right. What is our oil temperature?
Oil temp 129.
Okay, so we're not limited to 1,000. We're good.
Okay. No, not a flooded engine. Fuel set. Confirm fuel level shown and adjust if necessary.
Okay. I show 19, you show 19, and 19
okay.
happens to be right.
Okay.
So there we are.
Record tach time.
Working on that now.
Oh, is there no hubs?
There's no hobs, there's tack only, 2104. Okie dokie.
All right. Fuel level and clock time.
I have written. Yep.
Okay. Weather check.
All right, so here's our radio.
Let me put this in.
And conveniently, we happen to be standbying on our AWAS frequency. I get everything untangled and coming around. Yeah.
Gotta find the right cable.
Yeah. This one doesn't plug in so good.
Now I hear you in the headset.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Okay. So, and are we powered up and happy and all that? Hello, hello.
Yep.
All right. So we can flip-flop and hear Mr. Man. Yep. Good timing. We have a long lead for whatever reason.
Pickens County Airport automated weather observation 210 Zulu weather wind 310 at 6 visibility 10 clear below 12,000 temperature 31 Celsius dew point 21 altimeter 3006 density altitude 3600 lightning distant south test no 10.
All right, so did you get it all? Okay, we can flip back. Okay, so there's our weather, our AWAS check. Sure enough, the windsock or the windsock you can't see tend to generally agree.
Yep.
Our runways are 16 and 34.
Yeah.
Wind is from 310, so we want runway 34. Perfect. All right, what comes next?
All right. So altimeter and transponder. So
Okay, he said 30.06, so turn this knob until the big numbers that jump up say 30.06. All right,
Okay.
and that's just about right. We could maybe be up one. He gets a little off sometimes, but we're pretty close to 1535, and I'd rather read lower than read higher, so
Okay.
I'll take it.
So looking at one of the airport sources, I don't remember it. It said one end of the run. I don't remember which is which. One's 1530 and one's 1505, and one's 1535, right?
1535 is the center of the airport, basically. That's about 1540 to 42, and that's
okay.
1505. Yep, exactly, yep.
Okay.
It is a sloped runway. Taking off on 34, we slope downhill.
Okay. All right. Transponder 1200
And
and
altitude encoding.
oh, okay.
Not just on, but altitude.
Okay.
Yep. Alrighty.
Let me clip this back up.
Yeah, there you go. Okie dokie.
All right. Pre-taxi and taxi, strobe and landing lights on.
There you go.
Strobe,
And-
landing.
Yep, good.
Use minimal
What
throttle.
comes after strobe?
Oh, carb heat, hot.
There you go. Spun, turn it on. This is a compensating carburetor, so there's no red knob for mixture. And so it has a piston that goes up and down inside with a diaphragm that controls that based on air pressure to change the size of it, so it always balances. It always changes its own mixture. ice likes to build up on that piston and fall off in chunks.
Oh.
And it seems, kind of prone to it. The only time we've ever had carb ice has been on the first takeoff of the day when we're not really, really warm and pretty early on in takeoff. And that's not when you want to hear the engine go, So, since our carburetor heat is filtered, the carb switch, the heater cold switch is pre-filter, we can run carb heat on the ground and not worry about eating up the engine like we would with a 172. And so,
why would it eat up the engine?
Because a 172 basically opens directly past the muffler and takes unfiltered air with lots of little grass and crud right up into the carb.
Okay.
And so that's why if you're using carburetor heat, the instant you land, you turn off carb heat, so you're not picking up any crud off the runway.
I did not know that.
Yep.
All right. Use minimal throttle for minimal brake. Okay.
Exactly. As we're taxiing along, don't be at 2,600 RPM and yanking on this. Back down the throttle.
Okay. Wind correction up and in or down and away.
You familiar with that?
So we're going to be going that way. So we want this.
Yep. And wind is slightly from the left, so not only this, but leaning into it. Good. When we turn around, now we're going away from it. We want down.
Down and away.
Exactly. Yes, that is perfect.
Okay. Loose gravel, low RPMs, do not accelerate. Avoid prolonged low RPM, causes rough running.
That's like 6 or 7 or 8 minutes at 500 RPM. We're not down there, so we're running smoothly and being warm.
Okay.
Okay.
To clean plugs, set brakes at 1800 for 30 seconds.
If we needed to. So, let's go taxi. We'll do our run up down there.
Okay.
So, how about your airplane?
Okay.
And your response is?
My airplane.
Good. And I finish with your airplane.
Okay.
And so, we're at Pickens County, so you're talking to Pickens County traffic, unlike Tower where you have to talk around. So you'll say, Pickens County traffic, Jabbero 586 Juliet, taxi, runway 34. Pickens.
Pickens County traffic, Jabbero 586 Juliet, taxiing, runway 34.
Pickens.
Pickens.
Excellent. All right.
That's the first time I've ever talked on an aviation radio.
Really?
Yes.
No kidding?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Well done.
I also was a paramedic, so I've talked on many radios.
True, yep. So
the traffic, the jargon's different.
Nice hard pull and let that drop through. Good. And then relax. So, gee, we're not going anywhere. So if we were cold and we couldn't go above 1,000, we would just sit here. If we couldn't go above 1,200 as our next step, there's actually a trick you can do. So I like to brace here so I can sneak it in. If you're trying to move an arm, it's way too macro as a micro. So work your way up to about 1,100, 1,120 RPM. You have RPM here, and here, and here.
So 11 to 1120?
Sneak up on it. And actually, this is getting us going, but if it weren't, you could push full pedal, and wiggle the nose, because static friction is harder to overcome than rolling friction.
Okay.
So now as we start going, you'll want to be ready to back down throttle in a moment. What we're going to do is, we're going to pick up a taxi line right there. You can see the yellow. We're going to go inside those yellow chocks, but outside this plane. So you are in good shape.
Yeah, I just wanted to test the steering, see how it is on the ground.
Commence right turn, hard press. Back down throttle, harder press, more foot. There you go. And back down. A hair is good, just like that. We're going to follow this taxi line that way. Steering with your feet. Steering with your feet.
Now that I've done before, but it seems like this is harder to push than.
It has a very trailing gear, which is pretty stable, but also hard to turn. If it were a straight down, a little like that, then that's why Cessna 172s have shimmy dampers. Slide your way over to the left a little bit.
Yep.
And right about there. Turn a little right and up you go. So we're about to have a couple of speed bumps. You're doing fine. You're not going too fast, which I very much like. And so expect to go ba-bump over, and we'll just ride over them for a moment. Here comes number 1, and then number 2. And there we are. Okay, so now we're going uphill. You'll want to give her a wee little bit more to maintain decent speed. I tell students, if you can keep it in the single digits speeds, then your examiner almost certainly is not going to fail you for taxiing too fast. The FAA says a walking pace. Nobody taxis at a walking pace.
Right.
But if you can keep it to 7, 8, 9 knots, then you're right in the ballpark. I haven't seen anyone complain about that yet. Of course, people get carried away. Next thing you know, you're taxiing at 17 and 19 and 20 knots, and you're all but taking off at that point in this tiny little plane. So, You're doing great. As we start to go uphill, speed starts to drop off. Nick in 20 to 30 RPM. Just carry us a little bit. Exactly. Looking good. As we get to the top, it'll start to level out, so we'll pick up a little speed, so you'll work on pulling back some power once we get up there. And what we'll do is we will turn 45 degrees and come to a stop. So in general, it's great to have your hand resting on the brake, so you're always in position ready to tug it. There you go. Drive like that, and you're in great shape.
It is harder to press these pedals.
Yeah.
I assume easier in the air?
Oh, yes. You don't have a heavy engine pushing down on a wheel.
Okay.
Yep. I had one guy who has a Jabiru, hadn't been in years, so he wanted some refresher training. And he was driving on, and he found ours hard to push. And I found it a little hard to push when we first got it, but I got used to it. Well, I talked to the folks in Tennessee, and Nick, the owner and former builder under Jabiru USA, under Pete. But no, I didn't notice anything. I taxied around, I drove it around to test, and it felt like a Jabiru. I said, okay, that's fine. It's because of the big trail on the gear. It's very steady, but part of its steadiness is it doesn't want to be unsteadified, and so you really have to work to move it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're looking good. So if I'm counting here, this is light number 3, 2, 1, and then just before 0 is where your pull to idle will coast through the last bit. So you're doing great. We're not going too fast, heading up the hill. Around about light 2 to 1 is where it starts to level out, so you may want to pull power after light 1.
So after
this
that
is number 2,
okay,
and then number 1, and then we'll get to 0. Yep, exactly. Now don't necessarily pull it all the way. When you feel the need, just ease it back down a little bit. We have to get over this tiny little crest, but it's flattening out. You feel it's starting to want to pick up, so back down a hair. Looking good. And no brake yet. That'll leave us some momentum to pull through. Try to follow the line and not immediately turn for the grass, so start a left, and we'll go halfway through. Turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Continue turn, start brake, start brake, start brake. Right about here, pull to a stop. Beautiful. Up and over the back.
I was trying to go the wrong way.
Yeah, and actually it turns out this is just a little piece of aluminum which comes down here. It's possible to lift that off. That happened to us once, and that's what we learned. We do not let students pull it up and under that way because everybody tries to and it scrapes it. So
okay.
It really should be an entire wraparound, and it isn't. Okay, we have accomplished the taxiing, and we've made it to the warm-up area.
All right, point into the wind for CHT cooling. Parking brake on. Parking brake is on.
Good.
I keep losing my place. Warm up, 1200 RPM until oil temp 90 degrees. We're there.
We are. So
we are at 165.
So we can continue to the next step.
Carb heat cold.
We missed something before carb heat.
Fuel boost pump on.
Okay, and then
carb heat cold.
Good. We'll give her strong gas and fresh, clean, cold air.
1800.
Now start sneaking. Oh, pull her back, pull her back. There you go. Creep up on it. I'll take 1750 to 1810. All right. So we'll hold this for 10 seconds and see where our baseline settles in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We actually landed at 1800, which is awesome.
Okay. Check both right and left.
Try to go click quickly to R without hitting off. Good. And we hardly noticed. I heard like 4 RPM change and nothing. Back to both without hitting start. And then 1 click for L. This is our weaker one. We might get 10 out of it. I hear it slowing down, but it isn't really. Oh, there we are. Okay, back to both.
Okay.
So we know it runs really well. What we don't know is that we actually turned it off. So we'll do that again down here at 1100. But for now, yes, okay. What comes next?
All right, power check, throttle. Wait.
Yep.
Throttle smoothly to full open. 10:27:50.
All right, so I'll hold your brake because you will pull the brake. Take about 3 seconds to go all the way to the wall.
Wait, hold the brake why?
I'll hold the brake because at full power she will scoot the brake.
Oh.
Yep.
So I'm going to 27:50.
You're going all the way to the wall.
Oh.
3 seconds. Yep, there you go. All the way. Good. We beat it. Excellent. What comes next?
Carb heat, full.
Within 5, we have drop. What comes next?
Full idle check.
Okay, so take about 3 seconds to go now. Take about 3 seconds to go all the way down to idle. Here's why. One of our cylinder heads will get hotter before it gets cooler, and we don't want it to overheat. So we don't spend a lot of time at full power. Okay. So we got our carburetor heat, and that worked and caused a drop. And then we come all the way down to idle, and here we are at the dead bottom, and she runs just great. So that works. What comes next?
So full idle check 700 to 900. We're at 700.
Yes.
Fast idle 1100.
Sneak up on it again. I'll take 1080 to 1120. Yes, I know, don't worry. Okay, back her down a hair, hold it right there. She gets excited. There, that's going to sound good, that's going to sound good. Okay, I like it. All right, so now we go click again. Now we know we get a drop. Good, come back to both.
Okay.
And I hear her coming up. Okay, good, one for L. I heard it, I see it. We know we turned off each side, back to both. There you go.
Oh, first time around, I did not notice a difference.
No, you didn't. You didn't. I mean, I can hear it at like 4 RPM. On the left mag, we did get a drop of 10 after about 6 seconds, which is less than 100, so we're great, but you're not going to see much of it. If you were to see a 50 RPM drop at 1800 RPM, there is a serious problem with this engine. Okay. You just won't. It's too happy and excited to run, which is why we try it again way down. I've had to pull it down to 1,000 before to say, okay, listen, would you please notice that one of your spark plugs went away? Okay, good, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right.
Controls, free, clear, and correct.
Exactly. So, all the way to your knee, all the way to your hip, all the way past your... Oh, we may not be entirely free, so do you need to move anything so that you could get to that back corner? And it may just be that you tuck it down to the side.
I'm just going to throw them in my bag.
That'll work. Can I help you with anything? Since it's right behind you on the door?
Yeah, please.
You got it. Okay. There is
anywhere.
Yeah, there's an outer pocket under the AOPA logo.
Okay.
And I will zip that back closed. Okay, so now, your knee, your hip, my knee, your knee. We've made it all the way around the box without obstruction. Excellent. Okay. And was it correct? Does the aileron run away from the stick?
Yep.
Okay. Runs away. Good. Okay.
Can't see the elevator.
Exactly. So I can with a yoga move. So give me a pull. Yep. Elevator goes up, Z. Elevator goes down, Z. We're in great shape. Okay.
Adjust this. It's not quite sealing.
There you go. Is it flooring? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. There you go.
Okay.
All right. So we've done controls. You ever watch Home Shopping Network? No. Okay, well, Home Shopping, QVC, whatever, there's always some lady showing things off. We're going to do what I call the hand model move. A flow checklist is just as good as a written checklist, and you don't have to pull it out. So we always go like this. We're going to go from flaps to fuel pump to carb heat to trim. We're going to follow that same flow. Sometimes you're turning something on, sometimes you're turning something off, but it's always in that order. So here we begin the hand model move.
So flaps, 10 degrees.
You want to go to here, and they are so fast.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now, just for fun, put them back up and notice how fast they go. Right. So when we are in the air and you're putting away flaps, the last thing you want is to dump flaps. So what you have to do is flick, 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 and step it up. I'll remind you. So may I have 10 degrees of flaps? Good. Perfect. Next step is
fuel boost pump on.
Fuel pump is on. Okay. Third step in the move is
carb heat hot.
Okay. We do take off with carb heat. And fourth step is
trim just forward of neutral.
Right about there. Yeah, that's great. Yep. Very good. Okay.
Enter runway and align.
May I do a takeoff?
You may.
Okay.
You're the boss.
My airplane?
Your airplane.
My airplane. Okay, so the reason we're 45 is so that we can look at this base leg as well as that base leg just in case. I don't see anybody coming around. Haven't heard anybody on the radio. We're looking good. So I will report. Pickens traffic, Jasper 586 Juliet, departing runway 34, Pickens. Okie dokie. So I see 34 there, but even more than that, I want to see paint on the runway.
Yep.
Windsock shows a wind from the left, so if anything, I'm going to be leaning into your knee.
Okay.
Whipped properly here again. All right, so I see 34 painted on the runway. Runway is verified. And the Compass is coming into agreement. Runway and compass verified, and so off we go. Take about 3 seconds to go all the way to the wall. Steering with my feet. Airspeed's alive, looking good. Gauges are green, I like it. And the tape is running. Looks like a good takeoff. Drift right, so we drift left. Here comes 55. We'll give her a little nudge at 55 and say basically, sure, you're welcome to fly. And she'll go off at 63 by herself. And we're looking for 71 is our VX. The FAA says they're clearing a 50-foot obstacle, and then I realize that these trees around here are 100 plus feet tall, so I make sure we're over 100 feet up, and now I can put a carb heat. And would you mind bumping up the flaps in tiny bites? Yep, good, keep going. When you think you're done, one more to make sure you feel no difference. Okay, we're good. Now, our VY is 85, so I will climb at 85. Bad, David, I've let myself get blown sideways. Not going right up runway center line. Oh look, a mountain. I'll put the mountain alert away. Okay, so pattern altitude 1,000 feet up is 2,500. 300 below that is 2,200. So that's where we want to turn left crosswind.
What was the field elevation? 15?
1535. So we're shooting for 25. So we'll turn left at 22 is Dickens traffic, Jasper 586 Juliet, turning left crosswind at runway 34 and departing to the northwest, Dickens. So we're going to head off this way. About 1,000 feet up, fuel pump can go off. Yep, very good. And, ready? Your airplane.
My airplane.
Your airplane. Try to manage a climb speed, which is all nose, of 80 to 80 couple, so you're in great shape, but let her fall down a hair, don't get any slower. There you go, something like that. Hold it right there. Yep, very good. Hold it just like that.
Down, but it was still slowing.
Yeah, well, it takes a moment for it to change, exactly. So you have to look out here in 1, 2, 3, 81, or 3. 1, 2, 3. You're looking good. So ride her up like that. And we're going to go to 3,500. I'm going to back off and let you have the rudder pedals also, so start laying in some right foot. There you go. Little more right foot. Tuck that ball all the way in. There you go, just like that. Very good. 2008, climbing 3005, but we're going a little fast, so nick the nose up a hair. Up, hold that picture right there. 1, 2, 3. We're slowing down a little. Good. We're getting better climb. Don't turn left. Give me a bunch of right foot in there. And hold your nose. There you go. Very nice. Looking good. And the nice thing about a high wing is you can put parts of the airplane in the way of the sun, so yeah, that's pretty good. 3001-ish, climbing 3005. There she is, busy trying to turn left on you. Tuck in that right foot a hair more. There you go. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to turn. Good. And now we're starting. There you go. Good catch. Very nice. So find your wings, find your ball, find your nose, continue climb. We're sneaking up on 35 now. So right as we start to get there, right about now, first thing you do is lean forward and level off. We want to pick up some airspeed. So more down, more down, more down, more down. Right about there. That's great. As we come through 90, grab a hunk of throttle. First inch and a half does nothing. Lean forward a hair. Good, pull back a little, and we're shooting from about 2,900, 2,850, so pull a little more, lean a little more forward, a little more forward, a little more forward, yes, beautiful. Work that, that looks great, don't pull anymore, ride along, and we are in great shape. This is pretty much straight and level. Okay? By the way, you have an eyeball in front of your left knee. The ring adjusts the volume. The eyeball can point in a direction. Do what? Eyeball vent in front of your left knee, if you want. Hello, check, check. Hello, check, check. A little lower. adjust the volume, turns it, opens and closed if you like.
Yeah, it feels fine.
Good, okay, awesome. So, let's turn and head over this way a little bit. So, tiny bit of left foot, bit of left hand, roll it on in there. Good, try to maintain this side picture, very nice. And here's a lovely standard rate turn. Looks great.
Where's my marking for standard rate?
See these tiny green tips?
Oh, okay.
They move depending on airspeed. So we don't have a turn coordinator guy. We have that. And so you'll see that it's actually a varying degree of bank. But yeah, that's about standard rate, which is nice and comfy and slow. We're not trying to sneak over and attack somebody. Unroll in this neighborhood. Let's go that way. I just wanted to get the sun out of my face.
Okay. This thing does need a lot of right rudder.
Yep. And you have a little bit of climb on, so lean forward again just a hair. Find that horizon. I know it's hazy, which is going to make it really tricky, but there you go. That's about straight and level. That should bring you back to 90 couple. In reflection?
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. It tends to spend a lot of time riding right there.
Okay.
If you relax your hand, does she want to go up or down? How's your trim? Pretty good. I think she wants to settle back down to not climbing, so I think you're in good shape. That's awesome. Smile. Thank you. Awesome. What a lovely day. Now, we've been continuing to turn left, so just you basically want to lay your foot on there just a wee little bit to hold it in place. You'll get the hang of just how much you want or not, but the short form is, yeah, pretty much all the time. Here's your vertical speed indicator. We have an ever so slight climb. Lean forward a smidge right there. And so what you want to do is find where the horizon is on the windshield when we're in straight and level flight at a given throttle, of course, which is what makes it really fun. Change power, and it changes everything all over the place. But that way you can keep it pinned there and use your sight picture to recognize where it is. And yes, there's your trim. There's airport over there. Hello, airport. That red roof right there is fairly visible from about 10 miles away. It's a good micro landmark. This right over here is Sharp Mountain. That one? Yep. Sharp Mountain behind your left shoulder is good from about 50 miles away. I can see it from Chattanooga to Lawrenceville, and so it stands out really nicely. That's a great macro landmark for finding your way home. This really is a pretty easy airport. Okay. Of course, with some of the haze we've had, you can't see more than 10 miles anyway, so he said sometimes you have to know which direction to go. Yeah. So now we have an ever so slight descent. You might be trying to go back to 3,000. I was trying to go to 3,500. Okay, that sounds good. You have a plan, I'll be happy with it.
But I was trying not to do it too fast.
Yep. So, VNE is 138, and I haven't ever been near there. But 120 is the yellow arc where we need to be in smooth air, and we actually could. So that wouldn't be a problem if we were to pitch down. Our max continuous is 3150, so if your engine's ever going above that, you'll get a little RPM warning light here. But usually when we pitch down, we don't speed up that much, we just go faster. So as we come down to your 35, yes, adjusting your nose for that 90 knot picture will slow you down 90 and keep us from descending further, so there you go. But we're hunting left, so come a little bit right. Right foot, right hand, roll me in some. Looking good. A little bit more. That looks almost like a little airstrip down there. It sure does. Got a little turnaround at the end even. However, it has an unmowed median. It's probably a dirt bike track or something instead. Very nice job settling into how does straight and level look as we go up. Okay, fix it. As we go down, fix it. So, let's try some turns.
It takes some muscle on the turns too.
It does take a little bit, and so it takes less if you lead with your foot. So that's part of the key, is to help yourself get a start. You don't want too much, because we're not trying to skid our way around, but you give it that little bit of nudge, and then she's like, oh, we want to fall this way, and it becomes a lot easier.
Okay.
So, a clearing turn, a collision avoidance turn, has to have a 180-degree turn in it somewhere, or more. Some people like to do a 360. That's great. But a lot of people will turn 90 left and then 90 right. Yeah, you completely miss this guy back here. You don't know that it's out there. Lift a tiny, hold it right there, good. And so as long as there's a 180 in it somewhere, I'm good. I'm lazy. I just like to turn 180. So how do you know you turned 180 degrees? Well, if there's something on your right that will be on your left or vice versa, then that can work. And so generally, I like to turn toward a landmark, and then I'll see it come by on the other side, kind of thing.
Is that a quarry?
That one is a landfill. There is a quarry right there. The quarry is kind of close, but if we wanted to turn toward the landfill, that's good. So the first thing you do is, if we're going to turn right, peekaboo under the right wing. Roll over that way a bit. They got nobody hiding right there. Roll me into a right turn, a little bit of foot, a little bit of hand, and we're looking to only go to the 2-minute turn mark. Right about there looks great. The object is not to sneak around and snap and surprise the guy who may be right there, but start a gentle turn around. And this way you get to see your landmark. Oh, I'm coming up on halfway around it, and then you'll look for it out there, and you'll realize you've done 180. But we're looking for traffic, looking around, flying the plane. Looking for traffic, looking around, flying the plane. You'll probably work on climbing back to 3005. Yeah. Okay, then that's why you have a climb on. That's great, you have a plan. We've come halfway around. There's our landmark. Continuing turn. Looking good, and when that is out your left wing, we must have come around 180 degrees. Yep. All right. The last thing we'll do is we'll peekaboo under this wing again. Or off this way, and peekaboo under there, so give me a little left roll. Still nobody out there, so it's our sky. We're now going back the way we came. We can see everything. This was behind you earlier. By the way, there's Sharp Mountain sticking up nice and sharp. Our kids used to call it Witchy Hat Peak. And so that stands out really well from the northwest or southeast. So now we can feel free to do some turns and play, because we know it's our sky. So for a 30-degree bank, we have 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, and it doesn't take much lift to maintain 30, only a wee little bit. So you'll start with foot and then roll in some hand. Once you get to 30, you have to stop roll and keep her at a steady bank angle like you just did. And once you get to 30, she's going to want to keep going, so you might even have to hold her back a little bit. How would you like to turn, to the left or the right? To the left. Okay. So, looks clear on the left. I have nobody. Step a little, roll a little, pull her on in. Good, keep coming. Watch that horizon, ride along the horizon. Good. Keep roll, give me a little bit more hand, a little bit more hand. Good, keep coming. There's about 20, almost there. That's feeling good, I like that. Ride that picture. Try not to climb or descend, try to ride along. Your ball feels very good. It feels like your feet are in the middle and not thrown against the door or thrown on you. We're looking good. Nose is sinking a little, lift a hair. Angle is very steady. I love it. Lift just a hair. Good. Keep it like that. Keep coming around. We're going to go a full 360 around, so we have halfway to go. Don't let her unroll. Roll back in some. A little bit of foot, a little bit of hand. There you go. Work that picture right there. There's about 20, couple. Lift a tiny. Good. Carry that picture right there. Ride it. Don't let it change. You got a quarter turn to go. You're doing awesome. Keep coming around. Hello, Pickens County Airport. Keep coming around. Keep coming around. Almost there. When you unroll, you'll go right foot and right hand, but not yet, not quite yet. Here's our line. We'll follow this line up on this power line. So in this neighborhood, unroll, foot and hand, and find your horizon again. We got pointed down at the last minute, and settle, and there we are. Nice. Very good. She wanted to unroll and get away from you. Once you get to 30, all the way to 30, she'll start to want to go, but she also wants to unroll. So it's a constant maneuvering to constantly fine-tune and hold your bank angle. Okay. What looks from the outside like a nice smooth turn is probably you doing this a whole bunch, right, to just maintain it. Okay, we're clear on the right. How about a right turn? Don't lift yet. A little bit of foot, a little bit of hand. Roll me into the right. Looks It's different, of course, because you're off center. It isn't a tandem plane. So keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. A little more. That's starting to look like about 30. Hold that. Don't let her unroll. Keep that right foot stepped in. Give me a little bit more hand. A little more. Good. That looks great. Carry that picture around. Work it. Looking good. Tiniest little lift, but maintain your bank angle. Looks good. Very good. Very good. If she falls through a thermal, you have to put it back. So whatever it takes to get back to where you were and where you were. Yes, good. Maintain some right foot. That feels good. That feels better. Yes, I like it. See how she immediately is ready to go? We're not dragging as much. Halfway around, we'll come back around. Well, a little more than halfway. Here's our power lines we're going to use for lining up. Looking good. Keep on coming around. Very solid, very steady. I like it. Quarter turn to go. Looking good. Keep riding it. Don't let her roll away from you. You may have to start holding her back. It's all about fine-tuning. And I hear us descending, so lift the nose. Hold it right there. Good. Just that bit up. And here we come. Unroll anywhere in this neighborhood. Foot and hand. There you go. Give back what horizon you pulled. Lean forward a hair. And there's your level sight picture. If you want to climb back up, we can do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. So if you have maybe a couple hundred feet to go, you can usually trade some airspeed for altitude. More than that, and typically you want to climb full power. So we're right on the borderline, but we're 33 something, and we're going to 35. So I think we're doing fine. So yay. That was nice and crisp. Very good. Let's do another pair of 30-degree bank turns when ready. So get yourself to 35, and you can put in some full if you want. Wind her up. There you go. Get all the way into the 29s. That's a good bite. This will get us climbing. There's 34, climbing 3,005.
To the butterfly aeromatic 11 out of the road. 3,000 northeast departure. Big time traffic.
Traffic over 586 about 6 or 7 miles of southwest, maneuvering 3,500 up and down. Thickens. Here's 35. First lean forward, grab that picture. Second, she'll speed up to 90. Then you can work your way back to the 2,800 or so mark. There you go. Pull some power a little more. A little more. Good. Tip forward a hair. Don't let her climb up on you. That looks pretty good. I like it. There you go. And we're cruising along back where we were. Excellent. All right. When ready, pick a direction. Let's have another 30-degree bank. Looks clear on the right. I like it. Don't climb yet, just enough to hold. More turn, more turn, more turn. That's starting to look good. I like that. Hold that angle right there. Don't let her unroll. Keep in just enough to hold her. Very good. Ball feels pretty good. I'm blind, can't see a thing, so I'll just look out here. Feels like a little bit of climb and a little bit of unroll. Roll back in a little more. That looks better again. Very good. Ride your nose. You're doing great.
What is this yellow?
It says that you should pull up a little bit. And sure enough, you had a little bit of a descent, so you're riding along. You don't want to pull too up. It says basically go toward the sun. As green as go toward the earth. Okay, looking good. There you go. Halfway around. Very nice. Hold that steady angle. That's good. If she starts to want to fall out, starts to want to fall in more, you ride her and hold that picture. Looking great. Take 3/4 of the way around. Looking good. Our power lines come together, so we want to line up on that one there. So even if we end up parallel to it, even with that is about where you'll unroll. So hold it all the way there. Hold it all the way there. And about this neighborhood. Foot and hand unroll. Relax nose to there you go. Beautiful. Very, very nice.
I lost 20 feet.
Oh, I'll forgive you. That's pretty good. Most people add a 0. All right. Whenever stable and ready, let's try a left turn. Good peekabooing. Roll in foot and hand. We're coming. We're looking for 30. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. That little more. Little more. That feels like 30. So ride that picture, ride that nose now. Don't let her sink. Tiny little lift. I envision a rubber band or a ribbon holding my nose up on the horizon. Yeah, like that. If you keep that the same length, you're good. Roll in a little more. Don't unroll. That's coming back to pretty close to 30. Hold that steady. Don't let her unroll. Looking great. Halfway around.
Honestly, I've been concentrating so much on the horizon that I've been losing track of how far around I need to go.
That's good. That's part of the reason I'm here. And very good job holding that picture and holding that picture. So here comes our power lines in just a second. There they go that way, and we're going to line up and parallel to them again because we're not quite right over them. So keep going. Don't lose that last little bit. There you go. Lift. Hold her there. And unroll somewhere in this neighborhood. That's perfect. Foot and hand, and push a little forward to find the horizon. And there you go. Excellent.
Oh, I ended up at 3480 again.
Okay.
I did drop down about 3400.
And then brought it back up. Yep. Good deal. Let's pull a 180 and head back the other way. I don't want to be too close to the mountain ridge here, so pick your direction, left or right. Crank her on over now that you're so good at turns. Ride your horizon, don't need a lot of climb, just bring her on over. This is looking good. Ball feels pretty good. Angle looks great. Nose looks great. Looking good. We'll go straight out the power line. Something like that. Looking good.
That's 3480.
There you go. So for a 45-degree bank, at that point, we're feeling 1.4 Gs. It takes more angle of attack to maintain, which means that we're going to slow ourselves down, so we need some more speed. So what?
So it's 10, 20, 30, and then
45, and
that's
then 60.
45?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. Last one is 60, and of course the line is 90. When we're not going to go there.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
So, wind her up to about 3,000. You'll have to tip your nose down a smidge to maintain altitude because all this extra is going to give us more thrust. Push, 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 push. Give me some right rudder. Push, push, push. Looking good. There's 29 and change. Wind it on in. Up to 3,000. Almost there. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Going. Keep going. Somewhere in this neighborhood. Now we're cruising along, going faster. By the time you stop climb, as you come back to 35 when you want, and lean forward here, you'll probably find yourself doing 104, 105.
Okay.
And so we need that additional speed in order to have the angle of attack and region reserve that we need. There you go. Got a tiny climb on, lean forward a hair. Right there. That's great. So rolling over through 30 is no big deal. After 30 is when you like, if you start pulling early, all you do is go into climb. We have all sorts of lift now. So, pick your direction, left or right. Let's go ahead and roll in. So start your roll, foot and hand, bring it on over. Not a lot of lift yet, just riding that horizon. Tiny bit up, more roll, more roll. Here comes 30. Now you're going to have to start fighting to hold up by the horizon. Good. Right about there is 45, so hold that angle, but lift, lift.
That feels
lift,
more like
lift,
more than 45.
Lift, lift, lift. Right there. Ride that picture just like that. Beautiful angle. Don't climb above the horizon, so relax a hair, but don't let her unroll. Keep it tucked in just a wee little bit. That's great, just right there. And ride that nose just like that. Awesome. Take your time with that. When she starts to sink, give her a little tug. Starts to climb up, give her a little push. So ride her along. Good. Let's come around one more time if you can. Looking good. Roll back in again. More like 30. Give me over to 45.
Yeah, that makes me nervous. I've never done that before.
Okay, well then we can stop at 30s. Roll it right here, lift up, ride that horizon, feel it. You'll feel 1.1, maybe 1.2 Gs. Right there, hold her like that. Good, right there. Beautiful. Work her around, work her around. Don't let her roll any farther. So start a tiny unroll just to hold her right back. Good, there you go, just like that. Work it. Nose up ahead. Work it. This is looking great. About a third of a turn to go. We're going to unroll on the power lines. Keep her coming around. Keep her coming around is gorgeous. Very nice, very solid, very good. You're doing great. Quarter turn to go. Don't let her roll any farther. Start holding her back a little bit. And here come our power lines. Unroll anywhere in this neighborhood. Right foot, right hand. Roll over and push and find that horizon. Yeah, yes. Let her settle. Take your time. Get yourself settled in. Find that horizon.
Look at that.
All right. I will take it. Very, very good. Excellent.
Yeah, I started to get used to it, but that was a lot. It seemed like a lot more than 45.
It felt like it, but it wasn't. You should feel 60. They're fun. So,
I flew with a guy once who, we were in a 47 Stinson, weight. And I was sitting right seat, just cruising along with him by Stone Mountain, and all of a sudden he goes, bang! And we did 60. And I was like, stop!
right, yeah, you should tell your person.
Yeah, he did not.
Yeah, that's a little rude.
And I hear that he does that.
A little over to the right. Let's follow our power lines. Not aim for big canoe. Looking good. Don't climb as you turn. Just turn. Beautiful. Very nice. So we actually did get 45, and you did well, but a little too much of it. Fine, we'll unroll a bit. After that, you were settling in at 38.40. You actually were pretty close.
Yeah.
But that little difference means you're not pulling as hard, you're not feeling it as much, so we definitely can work up to that. Sorry about that for the surprise. So let's have ourselves a somewhat steeper right-hand turn. Let's see if we can go past 30 just enough to hold it.
Yeah, I did try to ease it up a little bit as I went.
Yeah. So, we're pretty much straight and level. We're looking good. I feel the power is excellent. Clear on the right. Don't lift yet. Roll her on in. Foot in hand, roll her in. Here comes 30. Tiny little bite to hold it over as far as you want. 35, 40. There's about 40, maybe close to 45. 40 feels good. Ride it along. Starting to drop. So lift the hair and don't let her roll farther. Start to hold her back while you lift her up. Good. Yes. Ride that picture right there. Unroll a hair. Good. Hold it like that. Ride that picture. Lift her up. Hold. Good. Hold her along the horizon. Very good. Not too high up. Relax a hair because you've unrolled a bit, so we have a lot more lift now. So let the nose fall a hair. Ride. This is great. Ride her right along through here. You're doing awesome. Very good. We'll come around to our power lines. Wait for it. 3, 2, 1. Unroll in this neighborhood. Foot and hand and find the horizon. Nice. Very good.
I lost 60 that time.
Well, I guess you just are terrible.
What's the PTS standard for a sport? Is it 100 or is it 50?
It is 100, plus or minus 100. And what you can do is, if you find so say you're doing a left-hand turn and you find yourself sinking or climbing, you can go straight from a left hand to a right hand and make it the same maneuver and fix it. Oh my gosh, I'm coming around and I'm about to be way off. I'm going to go the other way now, and so you turn right back, continue the maneuver, and you can actually fix it. If you end at, so let's say you start at 3,005, you come around and you end at 3,650, oops, that doesn't mean you can stop and start over and then do the right turn and back down to 3,005. But if you transition from left turn directly over to right turn, come on, you can find your way back down as long as you finish within 100.
Oh, they don't grade you on what you did in between?
At least one examiner I know says if you finish where you are, you can go up and adjust it and fix it and come down, because if you find yourself going off, then you put it back where you were. That's the criterion. One criterion is you finish within heading. Another criterion is you finish within altitude. What you did to get there is up to you.
Okay. That's interesting.
Like I've been talking a lot or something. Alright, so that went very nicely. Your straight and level is looking good. We have nice picture. Yes, she'll wander. She's a puppy. And then you put her back, which is exactly what you need to do. And
it's a light sport. It's gonna move with the air.
Yeah, like one of our students said, it's a paper airplane.
Yeah.
And so doing a clearing turn, nice and gently, very soft, working into shallow and even steepish turns. Nice job. So, let's play a little bit with slow flight. Your control is very good, so I'd like to play with that, but I'd like to be higher to do so. So lift the nose and aim for 85 as you pour on the coal to full throttle. There you go. You'll settle yourself out. We'll climb at about 85. She'll cruise climb at 90 or 95, but let's get up in the air. We're not trying to go somewhere, we're trying to go up. So 85 is our VY, our fastest rate of climb. And while we're on our way up, the thing about slow flight, of course, you know what causes a stall? Increased angle of attack, going beyond the critical angle, and what causes a spin, one wing stalled more than the other. And so for slow flight, we're at a high angle of attack. So the secret is to do everything small. In a steep turn, we need more angle of attack to maintain altitude, right? Well, we already have a whole bunch, so everything is going to be very gentle and tiny in slow flight, and we want that ball to stay in the middle. So it's all about finesse and control. When we get to 4,005, that's when we'll settle on out. And what we'll do is we'll actually trade some airspeed for altitude when we get up there. So the secret is to make small moves and gentle turns and keep the ball in the middle. It's a constant dancing of feet, and pretty much, well, yeah, it's all right rudder, because it's going to be all about torque.
Okay.
All right, so here comes 45. So fuel pump and carb heat. Good, and sprung, pull that on. Excellent. As we come through 45, we need to get below 80 in order to put the flaps in. So let's lift up a little more. Pull her up. Good. A little more. Hold her up there. We'll get down to 77. Don't let that nose fall. Keep her way up there. 79, 78. Solidly in the 70s. Give me 1/3 flap. She'll buck a little bit on you, but you're going to continue to shoot for the mid-70s. One more. There you go. Ride like that. Here we come. Now, gently work the throttle out to about 2,200. So riding along like this, pull out some throttle, take about 1.5 inches, and then start fine-tuning your way down. And we want to be in the mid-60s. You're right in the right zone. Keep pulling, keep pulling. 2,200.
22.
Yep, exactly. 2,200. Keep pulling. Keep riding for the mid-60s. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. Looking good. A little more. A little more. There you go. That's starting to sound pretty good. We're right in the neighborhood. All right. All sorts of right rudder. There you go. And don't speed up. Let's ride along at 65. So nudge up a hair. Good. Right about there. Hold that picture. Tiny little moves to keep your wings level. Tiny dancing on the feet to keep the ball in the middle. Whatever it takes. You can use as much foot as you need. But we always want to be gentle with the ailerons. And yes, I was going to say trim. So knock yourself out. Very good.
Give the hand a break.
And here we have that slow flight. You're slowing slightly. I don't care. We can go all the way down to 60 is a great first start. So anywhere in here, get stable is what we want. I'm very happy. You're looking good. Putter, putter, putter along. So if we want to make a right turn, notice that our 2-minute turn indicators have come in. Does not take much bank angle. So you're clear on the right. Give me some more right foot, a little bit of right hand. And that's about enough right there. That will get us bringing right around it. That's 3 degrees per second is that mark. And because we're going so slowly, we'll just crank right on around. You can turn on a dime.
Circle.
Exactly. Yep. Those are gorgeous today.
My wife, when we'll be driving down the road and she'll be taking pictures of clouds. She just loves them.
Cool. So somewhere in this neighborhood, unroll, foot and hand, come back to wings level. And of course the trick out here is where our horizon goes. So the clouds can lie to you, but they look pretty level. So you can use those to find your way to wings level and work to hold your low 60s. We got a little fast, so nose up, find your way to 65, 63 where we were. Tiny little bit of left roll, tiniest little bit. Good, that feels pretty good there. Keep that nose up for 65, maybe a 63. And when ready, let's turn left, which isn't so much press left rudder as kind of press a little bit less right rudder. good. Roll her on in there. There you go. And it won't take much. Keep going a little more than that, but only right about there. I like that. This will get us turning around. Ride your airspeed. You're doing great. Don't let her go fast. Also, don't let her over-rotate. She'll say, oh, I can turn? Yes, I'll roll over for you. No, thank you, dear. Looking good. Keep coming around. Let's come down to about 120 degrees, right about here. Unroll in this neighborhood. Excellent. Find wings level. Find your airspeed. Looking good. How about 60, 59? Work that nose up some more. Yeah, good move. Let's see how that feels and settles in. 60, 59, 60, 59. There's a good picture. By now you're looking at horizon kind of tucked down here in the corner. Well, you're maybe a little taller than I am, so you might be able to see it. Well, I see out here is kind of clouds, so I'm using corners as a reference.
Yeah,
also
I can see the ground.
Good. Also feels like you're a little to the right, so roll me a little left. Find wings level. Good, right there. Make sure your ball is tucked in, and make sure you're holding in the high 50s. There you go. Nice and slow. Very good. Take your time with this.
So am I not your typical ab initio student?
No, not. Yep. Doing better.
I am losing altitude though.
Yep, because you gain speed all of a sudden. So you pitch down, you go down. So gotta hold her up. And you'll find that every time you trade and start slowing down, you'll get a gain. But once you stabilize, you'll stop. And it's difficult in this plane because we have so much power. We really could power out of it. But you enter the area of reverse command. No matter how much power you add, you're not going to climb anymore. You're just going to mush along more. You must increase airspeed in order to get going and then climb. So we're riding right along here. We're not at stall by any means, but we're at the area of, well, we just can't get any more like this. Why don't you go for 55? Work your way up for 5-5, a solid 55. Excellent. Once you're stable and settled at 55 or so, I'll take a 90-degree right turn. So one way to do it is to look at the compass heading. Another way is to look out, see what's on that side of the wing, and we're going to point to that in a moment, and around we go. Let's have ourselves a nice right turn. A little bit of foot to start, a little bit of hand, and that's probably plenty right about there. Do not let her get crazy and over-rotate. Just needs to come around nice and gently. Looking good. Keep coming. Keep coming. Very nice, very stable, very steady. Excellent. Don't let her get away from you. Don't let her over-rotate. Looking good. Looking good. Almost there. Coming around. This feels like about 90 to me. Looks awesome. Yes, nice and stable. Level out. Looking great. Hold your 55.
I lost a couple 100 feet though.
Yep, and you gained a few knots. Once you're stable at 55 again.
Alright, I'm going to shoot for 4,500 feet then.
Okay, you may or may not be able to maintain. I'm much more interested in airspeed. It's okay if we sink down a bit. Because we just pour in all sorts of power, then we're just going to have a ton more torque to deal with. So, maintaining your 55. Let's turn left. 90 degrees. Whenever ready. Yep. Very good. And that looks like plenty. Don't go anymore. Don't let her get away from you. Riding along. That looks better right there. Good. A little too much left foot. That is to say you've let off the right foot a little too much. So, yep, tiny bit. Now you can roll in a hair. Good. This feels good. Creep it on around. Ball always in the middle. Nice and gentle. Somewhere in this neighborhood is the 90-degree mark. Level out. Hold your 55. It's easy to get away from you as you're leveling. So holding your 55, this feels really good.
I lost over 100 feet that time.
Yep. Let her left turn get away from you. So once you're stable, let's try another left turn. Only to the 2-minute turn indicators. Only a tiny wee bit, and ball only in the middle.
get straightened back out first.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, 90 degrees, big green field.
Okay, sounds good. Gently, ever so, you're already at 56, already at 57. There you go. That looks like plenty. Ever so gently around. Looking good.
Wait, you said right turn, didn't you?
No, I said left again.
Oh,
You're great.
okay.
57. That and that little bit of skid coming in there will cost you altitude. We dropped a little bit, but not bad. Very, very not bad at all. I think I can say these things because you know much of what you're doing, so you're doing really well.
Yeah, it's just a matter of putting it together.
Yes, exactly. So I have to make it challenging for you, so I have to nitpick. All right. When stable at 55, wings level settled in. There you go, and there you go, and find your way. Then we'll turn right 90. Clear on the right, looks good. Ever so gently, plenty of right foot in there, don't give up on it. That looks like plenty right there. Yeah, you don't need much more. Looking good, keep coming around. Looking good, keep coming. Very nice, keep coming. This feels solid, I love it. Somewhere in this neighborhood. Huh? Somewhere in this neighborhood, unroll. Very nice.
I lost less than 100 that time.
Good. Want to go for 5-0? 50 knots. It's all the same. Very precise, very delicate, very much control.
More back pressure.
Yep, sure is. More right rudder. There you go.
Does take a lot of right rudder, doesn't it?
All this power, all this P factor, yep. That was when it really digs in.
What do you want?
Get yourself stable and comfy at 50.
What's the buzzing noise?
You may be hearing the engine gear train. The engine does make a kind of a clicky sound.
It's like an alarm. It goes doot, doot, doot.
Oh, right. So that's an intercom, basically heartbeat. So if we be quiet for about 3 seconds, then it's letting us know it's working.
Okay.
And so then if we talk, of course, we'll step on it. If we turn the squelch down, we're perpetually talking.
Right.
But if we get it to right there where it goes quiet,
Man,
then it's telling us that it's
a
alive.
lot of back pressure to get 50.
Yes, it does, yep. So you're riding 50, holding 50.
6 miles northeast, landing speed.
Once you are stable there,
Do it.
it's so easy to just, suddenly gain 3 or 4 knots. Right, it's just tiniest little change.
Is that a stall? Is that
Little tiny mushing along here. We've been here for a while. So we're mushing. Good. There we are.
4,000.
There you go. Ride it along right there. Looking great.
How does this thing handle stalls?
Very well. So, here we're at 50, and it's tough to maintain, but you're doing a very nice job. And it's all about feet and tiny moves and staying there. So awesome. So let's roll forward and pick up some airspeed so we can go all the way into the 70s or so. So lean on forward and add power. Get back to reasonable 3,000 or so.
Now what's the flaps expended speed?
80 knots.
Okay.
Yep. So you can lean forward for 65 power. Looking to go all the way to 71 power. Power. Looking good. Tip forward. Power. Looking great. They're up like 2,800, 3,000 or so.
Oh, you want that much power?
Yeah, pour it on.
Okay.
Yep. And so now we're starting to get there. Roll yourself into the 70s, and then we can inch out the flaps. Roll a little more forward, a little more forward. Yep, something like that. She'll pick up a little speed there. Now lift a hair, carry her up like that, and inch out the flaps. Flip, 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 flip. Yep. One more when you think you're done. One more when you think you're done. Now I don't feel a change. Heartbeat off. Fuel pump off. And we have normal flight again.
Okay.
Well, we've come pretty east over to Lake Lanier, which is great, but let's head on back over that way, because we have to feel how we deal with the sun, so we may have to tack our way back over there. So you can turn either direction. We can bring around as much as you like, try to maintain altitude, not yank up into a turn.
We are at the airport now. We're about to probably go in the next, I like how this, I'm over top of the racetrack. Keep heading down to the port. Yeah, I think we're out there.
Trying to inch toward that 45 mark.
Yeah, okay, good. But you're sinking a bit, so there
Now
you go.
I can't see.
Unroll, aim straight ahead. We're now heading basically south, so now we get to turn right 90 degrees. And so the trick is, if you can find something of the airplane you can put in the way of the sun, that's great. So come around maybe until it starts to show up and then put the block here. What we need to do is go basically over that way, and you may just be able to now pick up Sharp Mountain there in the haze in the distance if you don't have sun blinding you. You are pointed right at it now. So you can lean forward, forward, forward. Something there now. Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see the mountain, so.
It's in the haze, and it looks like that, and it's almost perfectly straight ahead.
Okay, I still can't make it out.
That's fine. Come down a hair so you're not, there you go, glaring at yourself. You have a ridge line, and then it dips and goes up and down, and then comes back along. That's Sharp Mountain there.
I'm going to go back up to 45.
Okie dokie.
Wake traffic, Gulf Stream, 300 Romeo, update
And then for a straight and level, we want what? 2750 on the tack?
It all depends on how fast you want to go. 2850 or so is a great cruise straight level power. But if you need to tip down more so you're not looking at the sun, then 29, 29 and a half will let you go faster and tip forward more. So once you have your 45, then lean forward until you're happy with where you are, and then pull back power to maintain that.
wake traffic, Gulf Stream, 300 Romeo, 5 mile final, runway 6.
That trim is not a very precise.
Not terribly. It works better if you're not switching hands, because every time you switch hands, then that throws this off, and then you try to reach forward and adjust that. So if able, if you could reach forward with your left hand, you'd be able to fine-tune that trim. It would be a lot better. The switching hands throws you off. I can understand why you might do it, because it's a long way down there, but it'll throw you off. So if you switch hands, it's stable in your left hand before you then try to play with trim. I have people who just let go and try to trim. Well, now the thing is going where it wants to, and you're trying to drive with trim, which is pretty coarse, pretty tough.
Okay, speedway traffic, Gulf Stream, 300 Romeo, we're doing the median now, looks good for runway 6. Right a mile behind front of the ridge. After that, once we land, we're going to pull up, drop off a passenger, and eventually move on to our next destination.
I have a water for you too, in case you would like it. Sure. Okay. Stand by. Here it is. My airplane.
Your airplane?
My airplane.
My airplane?
Your airplane.
My airplane.
It's the foot. Oh, good.
Does this have ADSB on it too, or no?
It does, yep. Okay. So we have added ADSB out, which then also will talk in, and so we can see that there's a plane approximately behind us, traveling in approximately the same direction, who's 1,500 feet above us, and neither going up nor down. And that's the only person we have playing with us right now. Okay, I can go out any farther here. Yeah, here we have a bunch of planes over near Gainesville. That's behind us. All these little guys going down, descending, or up, and traveling in this direction or that direction. Yep. We're not doing too badly. We're indicating 97 knots. Our true airspeed is what, 107 or so? But we're facing an almost straight headwind at 11 knots, so our ground speed's about 100. So we're basically going as fast as we're going. So we get a little bit of extra credit, but then we lose it. Okay. Stalls, especially power-off stalls, are pretty benign. Want to play with stalls? Sure. Okay, so let's go full power and climb up to about 6,000 feet. Wind her all the way in.
Okay, so he's...
Yep, wind her all the way in. Climb at about 90. There you go. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Plenty of right rudder tucked in to keep the ball in the middle. Climbing 6,000. We're heading on a bit kind of southwest, so let's turn off to the northwest for Rich. Let's turn 90 degrees that way. Clear on the right when ready. Maintaining climb. See if we can get the sun behind this somewhere for you so it's not uncomfortable. Anywhere in this general neighborhood will do. This tells me that your ball hasn't quite been in the middle. All the gas is in one tank. So if you adjust wing and then adjust foot, you'll watch it flow right back over. She'll climb better at 85 to 90. So you can keep that nose up for a climb. She will climb at 96, but not as much. So she'll climb better at 85 or VY to 90, a pretty decent cruise climb. 5,005, climbing 6,000. So what we'll do first is, of course, we'll slow down and we'll get flaps and fuel pump car feed back in. We'll start with a glide, and we'll just work on how does a glide look at 65 like we're setting up for landing. And we'll waste off 1,000 feet or more doing that and getting comfortable with the no-power glide as compared to all this right foot you're going to need. You're actually going to need a little bit of left foot tucked in when we're gliding our way. Okay. As we sneak up on 6,000, you can go ahead, fuel pump, carb heat. I'll take a little hit of carb heat, get that warm and happy. Looking good, pull hard, yep. maintain climb. And at the last, we'll lift up a little more, get ourselves into the 70s. So up, 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 plenty of right foot, up, up, up. Hold her about there. Watch that tick down into the 70s when you get 77 solidly there. Good, give me some flaps. Drop in first flaps. A little more, a little more, a little more. Good. All right. So, yeah, don't go any faster than that. And now we want to start working back to glide. So you're going to pull out about half your throttle. A little more. And start leaning forward a little bit. And pull some more and forward some more. Pull some more and forward some more. Until eventually you're dead idle and we're gliding downhill at 65. So lift a little, lift a little, lift a little. Left foot, work it. So, whoops, hold on here. Got to stay off of 80 for the flap, so we're going to stay way up here for a moment.
Okay.
And now we can start settling ourselves all the way to idle and work your way to 65 and ride that 65. Find wings level, find your ball in the middle, more left foot. There you go. Lift a hair, lift a hair, lift a hair. Good, right about like that. Hold her right there. Right, tuck that left foot in with no power pulling us this way. The plane wants to turn a little bit that way. We actually have to counteract it. Looking good. So, glide at 65. This is basically how it looks as we're coming into a landing. You don't have to pitch down a hair to hold 65 because you're only 62. Right about there. That's looking pretty good. Turn a wee little bit left. Go wings level. Good. Just like that. Tuck in just, yeah, there you go. Just like that. And glide at 65. Find your way downhill at 65. Yes, I know, everybody's going to start getting cold. Getting slow again, fall downhill. There you go, that looks about right. Will pick us up to 65. So here is our 65 picture. Don't get slower, point downhill for 65.
So this is 65 is best glide?
80 is best glide, 65 is landing approach. You're a little slow, there you go, a little slow again. Roll a hair left. Good. Work that picture right there. Tuck in your left foot a hair. Fly 65 downhill. Looking great. Small moves, tiny moves. Come down, come down, come down, come down. Right about there. I like that picture. Hold that picture right there for 1, 2, 3, 63. Okay. Come down a hair more. Lock in that picture right there. 1, 2, 3. Still 63. Dip down a little more. And by the way, make sure you roll a hair to the left. Good, just like that. And 1, 2, 3. 65. There we are at 65. So what you're going to want to do for a stall is you will smoothly and continuously bring the stick back until it clicks. You can't go anymore. It's all about steering with your feet, not with your hand. And when we kick up and we finally brake, you point down, reduce angle of attack, and put in power. And then we will aim for the horizon. But you got, no, not yet. Point down, point down. I'm not done talking. Let's make sure we brief it first.
Okay.
Fly to 65, fly to 65. There you go. So you want to make sure you reduce the angle of attack enough without going too fast, without going into a secondary stall. So you have to actually get below that horizon. A little bit of left foot, hold your angle, fly forward at 65, downhill, downhill. Looking good. All right, just like that. So here's a good position. So whenever ready, I'm ready when you are. Pull smoothly and continuously back. It's all about steering with your foot, not your hand. Keep pulling, all the way. We want to get this baby clicked. Yes, wait for it. There's our brake. Come forward, get below the horizon. Add power, and there you go. There you go.
Did I add too much?
No, you're great. You want full power, for half power for an exercise like this, so we're nice to the engine, but you have to then fly for the horizon. So you reduce angle of attack, find your way there, and then get out. So that's good. Take your time, point downhill a little bit, and work all the way back to idle again. Give me 65. So ride your curve. As you pull out, you'll tip down. You pull out, you'll tip down. Get all the way to idle. A little bit of left, plenty of left, and get yourself settled. Take your time, point down a hair. Take your time, looking good. Working it. There you go. Ride downhill. Looking good. Wings a little left for level. Good. Ride that picture. Ride it downhill. Whenever ready. Pull her smoothly, continuously, all the way back. Yeah. Bring it. Yes. All the way. Wait for it. And there's our brake. Forward. Power. fly for the horizon, and you'll adjust your bulb. Now you can fly. So let's say we were a little bit crooked. No, come down, find the horizon, find the horizon. There you go. We don't want to go into a secondary stall, so the horizon is your goal. Then you can decide, are you at enough power or anything else? Now we're actually speeding up right there, which is good. We want to get back to 65. So the trick is to make sure you get below the horizon. Once you're below and reduce angle of attack and flying, then you can fix something. So if you were to stall with one wing low, all about feet but not about hand, and just pitch forward. Once you're flying again, then you can raise the wing. Let's do one more power off stall. We have room for one more. So again, lean forward, pull power, find forward, pull power, find forward. So glide at 65.
So before I do that, when I recover, am I going down too far?
No, I want you down well below the horizon so that you can reduce that angle of attack and pick up a little speed. Then you can fly for the horizon. So you're doing great.
Okay.
Down, power off stall. So lean forward, pull power, lean forward, pull power. All the way to idle, fix your wings, fix your ball, looking good, glide at 65, you're looking awesome. Take your time, whenever ready, come straight on back. Steering all with your toes, not with your hand, good, keep coming, all the way. Bring it, all the way, yes, all the way. And there's our brake, push, and power, and horizon. There you go, nicely done.
Like that?
Yep, that is great. Okay, so let's go full power. All the way. Watch your fingertips, there you go. Here we are at 70. Now come forward a hair, hold 70, and you can inch out the flap. So first wait, let's dip down a little, get back to 70. Down, good. Right there, hold that picture. We're speeding up, good. Now you can inch out the flaps. Yep, all the way. One last one, think you're done. Carb heat off. And fuel pump off. And let's climb back up again.
I'm going to turn and get this.
Yeah, you don't want to go point to the sun.
I can't see nothing now.
Yep.
Now, the last time I did a stall was in 1999.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Can't say that anymore.
All right. That seems good.
Yeah.
I got that big cloud to point at.
Exactly.
So we're going up to 6,000 again?
Yeah, let's head on up there. So very nice power off stalls. You have to reduce the angle of attack. You've got to kick her forward. And then once you're there and flying again, then you can fly out of it before you hit 80 and mess up the flaps. Yep. So it's a quick maneuver.
Okay. Yeah, and back in 99, if I remember right, I didn't do the stall. The instructor did.
Feet up 385 Fox, X-ray, clear the runway.
I see no reason not for you to not do it with me right next to you.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, that was only my second time in a small plane.
Yep. You want to climb at between 71, which is our VX's, oh my god, I'm trying to climb past a tree, and 85, which is our VY, best rate of climb. Or maybe 90 is a cruise climb. But climbing at 65 isn't going to do you any good. You're being actually less efficient.
Okay.
Getting slow. And again, our feet per minute at 71, so if you lift the air, hold 71, our feet per minute at 71 won't touch our feet per minute at 85. So if you want to take a long time leaning back, then we can do that at 71. Otherwise, lean forward to 85, let her pick up some airspeed, tuck your ball in. There you go, find wings level, lean forward a little more, forward a little more. As we get to 85, then you'll lift to hold that, so you'll stop acceleration, but we got to pick up speed, pick up speed, pick up speed, pick up speed. Now you can start to let her lift and ride that airspeed, and we'll see this work its way up. We'll get a lot better feet per minute at 85 than we will at 71.
Is that Lake Lanier?
Let's see here. Yes, it is. Alatuna's over there, Lanier's over here. So she will climb at 90, but she'll climb faster at 85 if climbing up in the sky is your goal.
Right there in the front, by the grass. East.
Takes some finesse to get that speed matched.
It does, yep. The secret is a small move and then a check. A small move and then a check, and then you can lock in what that picture is. Once you have the picture, then suppose you're going 70, you lean forward to that picture and lock it in, you will end up at, well, whatever it was, 85 you measured. The picture will look the same. And the problem is,
you can't see the horizon.
Right, exactly. So a lot of people like lean forward in crazy speed up until they get to the speed they want, and now they're going faster, so you end up doing this a lot.
I'm trying to ease it.
Yep, you're doing great.
You can turn and face it east, facing the opposite way towards the mountain.
Okay.
So out of curiosity, the autopilot, is that heading or altitude or what?
It's called the 2-axis autopilot. By default, it will maintain heading and everything is done with trim. But you can also tell it you want to maintain a climb, and it will adjust. It'll fight the trim, but it'll adjust the elevator. And so you can say, I'd like to climb to altitude X, and then it will lean forward and stop when it gets there. Although, if it's having to fight the trim too much, then it may not be able to really stop, or it may not be able to achieve the climb rate you want. I haven't played with altitude a lot because it's hard enough to get this guy tuned into what you want it to do. This is a newer model. The older model was dialed in pretty well. This newer one, I think, still needs some fine-tuning. So when you first turn it on, it says, I want to follow the track you've specified. You hit it again to go to mode, and then it'll follow the GPS flight plan you've specified. Well, so if I tell it on, now it's going to hold 104, we just let it ride like that, it's going to hunt. And sometimes it'll hunt by 10 or 15 degrees. So it'll count down, so it'll start turning back to the right, but he does a lot of hunting and is kind of sloppy. I think it needs some better tuning. So it is a good workload management device. It'll fly, if your trim is set, especially because you're in cross country, you're going straight, and then you put him on, at least you know you're not going to wildly go turning around, but you may not be right on the course you think you are. But now you can play with a radio, look at the chart, write something down, get a water or whatever, and it'll basically fly for you. He's within a couple. Then to turn it off, you can just click with your pinky, or you can hold that for 3 seconds. I clicked it on, and you either hold it off or you click it off.
Okay. So it's off now?
It is on. Click it with your pinky.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Now it's off. AP off. Yep.
Okay.
And we're coming up to 6,000, so let's go for flaps again. So lift, fuel pump car beat.
Keep full power?
Nope, not yet. Straight airspeed for altitude.
Car beat.
Lift. Hold her right there. This should get us into the 77 or so range. A little bit of right foot. There. Click in flaps down to 1/3, 10 degrees. There you go. Now we can start leaning forward and pulling power, leaning forward and pulling power. We'll do one more power off stall. So roll her forward to maintain 65 as you pull power to idle, fix your wings and fix your ball. Pull, all the way to idle, all the way to idle, fix your wings, more pull, fix your wings, more pull, fix your foot, more pull, all the way to idle, and ride, find your 65, make sure you're at idle. Good, there you go. And once you're stable, take your time, and we'll do one more power off stall. Looking good. I'm ready when you are. And ups-a-daisy we go. Good. All the way back, all the way back. Keep pulling all the way. Yes. Wait for it. There's our brake. Forward, power, and fly for the horizon. Stop right there. Perfect. Very, very nicely done. So a power on stall, we start out at 2,200 RPM. So work that back to 22. And we're going to fly for 65, pretending we're climbing out. Initial climb out is 65, so a little more back. Good, right about there. Push in just a smidge.
Same flaps?
Same flaps, yes, sir. All right, so here we are. Lean forward for 65, just a little bit. Good, hold that right there. She'll pick up some speed. Now, because because we are wink at full power, you don't get to add any power. You only get to fix with your hand, and you do not get to steer with your hand. So when we go up, it'll be all about dancing with your feet, and if you sneak and baby up on it, she is much more likely to drop a wing. What we need to do is, just like you did for power offsall, smoothly, slowly, continuously back. We're just going to end up pointing even higher up. And when she breaks, you reduce angle of attack, you get down below the horizons, pick up speed, and then you're flying, and then you come back for the center. Do not steer with your hand. If we end up one wing low, which happens about half the time, reduce angle of attack, fly for the horizon, then you can pick up, and you can fix your wing too. But of course, what causes a spin? A wing that is more stalled than the other. If this wing is low, how do we want to bring it up? We drop the aileron. Well, all it does is stall it more. So trying to do that actually makes it worse. So that's why you don't steer with your hand.
So if that wing's low, I'm going to right rudder.
Yes, you'll tuck the ball in under it, but you're not going to try to steer with your hand. Until we've reduced angle of attack and we're flying again, then you can fix it all you want. So, I am ready whenever you are. We will find ourselves level and set, smoothly, continuously pull all the way back. When we break, only pitch forward and do not steer with your hand. This is great. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Wow,
that's steep. And push. Do not steer with your hand. Push down. Steer with your feet. Now you can come up and find the horizon and right there and hold it there. We don't want to go too fast, but we don't want to go too slow. Yes, that's why we don't do it at full power.
Did you do the rudder, or was that all me?
I gave you a little rudder help.
Okay.
Yep.
I was pushing on it hard.
Yep, but not hard enough. There's a lot more in there. So we were like this, and we don't care. We just want to make sure we get that ball in there and aim down. And once we're flying, then we can fix it. So that was really very good. Why don't you gently turn yourself about 90 degrees over this way, come back heading the way we were. I don't need to climb in particular. 65.
10 miles to the southwest, and down, 45 for runway 24.
Somewhere in this neighborhood, level your way out, settle your wings, settle yourself at 65. If we start out too slowly, we get up here, we mush, we take longer, and all that torque drops a wing. So that's why we want to get ourselves briskly up in there. So whenever ready, I'm ready. Roll her right on up. Lift, lift, lift. Lift, lift, continuous. Good, beautiful. Keep going. Wait for it. Wait for it. Dance with your feet. Push. Right foot. Push. Good. Wait for it. Fly for the horizon. Now you're good. Up, 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 and level out. We're doing 71. Beautiful. Fantastic recovery. Nice, nice job.
Was that all me?
That was all you. All I did was talk. All I did was talk. You had it all. Want to do one more?
Yeah.
Okay. Get yourself settled. Take your time. Wings level. Ball in the middle. 65.
And I'm still at 5,800 feet.
Yeah. And then when ready, up you go. There you go. Kick her on back, dancing with your feet, keeping everything in the middle. There you go. Don't steer with your hand, only steer with your feet. Push, push. Good. Right foot, left foot, and fly for up. Up for the horizon, 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 horizon. Hold it right there. Good. A little fast. Need to come up just a hair faster, so we don't quite hit 81. But beautiful recovery. And all you, once again, all you.
That's about a 5 mile.
I got scared that time.
Okay, yeah. You hung down a little too long.
I felt like I was pointed down too far.
Not too far, but too long. Once we got reduced, great, we're flying. Now you can work the horizon. You were just a little lag down to the horizon. You want to do one more? Do it right? Okay, take your time. Get yourself settled. Wait for it. And then when ready, up you go. That's right. Smoothly, continuously. Bring it on. Bring it on. Dance your feet. Be ready. Don't move your hand. Here it comes. And there's our break. Push. Only push forward. And recover. Up, 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 up. Horizon. Good. Hold it right there. There you go. Nice job staying off of 80. You hung a little long again. We wanted to be down that low, but you hung a little long. So
I think I kind of froze there for a second.
Okay. So we were basically on heading. We only turned like 10 degrees, so hold it. Take your time. Let's do one more. Take your time. Get yourself settled.
I moved the gas again.
Yep. Roll a hair left. That's actually wings level right about there. Come back a smidget. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. That's right there. So now with your ball tucked in, that should move your gas around for you. All right. So whenever ready, up we go. There you go. Smoothly, continuously. Yes, up, up. Do not steer with your hand when you push forward. Now, forward. Good. Don't steer with your hand. Don't steer with your hand. And now up, up, up. Come on, up, up. Right foot, up, 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 up. Yes, beautiful. Hold it right there. Excellent. Excellent. Very nice job.
Now, is it excellent, or are you just saying that?
No, because you got it back up there. Right.
Okay.
So your last two, you tended to hang a little long there, and then you let your hook. This one, you got down, and then you got back up. If we wait long enough, we'll go too fast. We don't want that. But if you pull too early, either we didn't reduce the angle of attack, or we go into a secondary stall. So you have to find the horizon and do it without waiting too terribly long, but you have to wait long enough that you actually reduce that angle. So we're going along like this. We kick up here, we're moving forward, and all of a sudden we are falling, and we need to really get that angle of attack down. If we're just here, we're still way too big, so we got to fall. Okay, now we're flying, and then we can fly out of it. So that's what it takes.
Okay, so when I push down,
Yep.
I've been looking out.
Good.
Should I be watching that or no?
No, you put a half an eyeball on that. Basically, you'll feel the plane start to fly again. So you're up, mushy, and push it over. I suddenly have bite. It becomes a feel thing. So you don't have, because you can't give a particular airspeed that says you're flying again. It's about angle of attack. What we do know is we can't go over 80 with the flaps extended. So we better get that down here so we can fly, so we can then stop our descent and our speed increase. If you only come down a little, we might find ourselves going 80 before we actually get enough movement forward to have a reduced angle of attack. So you got to really pitch down like you have been doing. And so it's not about looking at this until, okay, I'm flying out, let's make sure I don't go over 80. Okay, and so by the time you're recovering, you're looking at a horizon, airspeed, horizon, airspeed. You want to find the horizon. If you're a little too fast, you'll come above the horizon to keep from going over 80.
Okay.
That's the kicker. All right. So once again, we're at Lake Lanier, so let's put stuff away. You're only going 63, so put power back into about 2,800 or so. There you go. Lean forward a hair, get to 71.
What did you say here?
2,800 is great. You're looking good. Lean forward for 71. There you go. Hold that like that. Flaps can inch out and go away. Good. Carb heat goes away. Fuel pump can go off. Let's go home. Take me right or left, basically back behind us. Looks clear. No need to climb. Bring it on in there. Good. Work that picture. Good. Ball in the middle. A little more right foot. A little more right foot. Yes, that feels good. Beautiful turn. Keep coming around. Make your heading 290. Let's see how that does. 300. 300. Foot and hand, balance your way out. Looking good.
A little bit slow coming out of it.
Say again.
A little bit slow coming out of it.
Does that block the sun enough for you, or you want to come on to 320?
That's good.
Okay, cool. So keep your right foot tucked in. We got all sorts of gas over here, not so much over there. There you go. That tiny little bit of ball is enough to make a difference.
All right. So do I need to pull back here?
You could back down a bit to 2,900 now that we have accomplished our turn and are heading on. Yep. Something like that. Looking good. At 28 to 29, we're basically sipping gas. It's a wonderful cruise speed, and yet, once you get yourself settled and don't climb anymore, we'll probably be going 95, 98, 102.
Okay.
Yep.
It handles pretty doggone well.
He's quite nimble. Been good to us.
Now, how far are we from JZP?
We're about 20 miles.
Okay.
Because here's Georgia 400, and this is Dawsonville down that way. This is the new 369, Highway 369 loop, and down that way is coming.
Okay.
Yep. So because of the haze, I can't quite see Sharp Mountain that I know is ahead, but by the time we get to 10 miles, we should easily be able to see it.
Okay. Yeah, I just drove 400 the other day for the first time. Seeing that new loop there.
Yeah.
I see a nice field down. Whoa.
Ah, I guess we have some trim still in. You what?
I was going to say, I see down there we could go into if we needed to.
That's right. Yep, there's lots of grassy farmland around here.
What would be approximate landing roll on grass?
Here's our 2-minute timer. So we've been flying for a couple of hours, 2-hour timer. It's worth noticing, how are we doing? Are we making the progress we're expecting on our cross country? Do we still have gas? I actually just looked, we've had 12.5 gallons, so we're good. So I'm going to acknowledge that.
Oh, okay.
This one will come up in another couple of minutes, because one of them is on clock time, one of them is on tack time. Landing roll on grass should be on the order of about 800 feet. If we were desperate, we could put it down in the football field, especially diagonally, and end up in a crumpled mess at the other end. The bush cat we could put down in 300 feet, no problem. But really, she would like to have about 800 feet, maybe 1,000 feet, and she'd be happy.
So any of these big-sized fields we could easily get in.
Yep, I agree. Yep.
Okay.
Tiny descent, maybe you're looking for that.
No, I was.
Okay, so get yourself settled in.
Yeah, so when I'm flying with Brian in his Comanche, we gotta look for bigger spots.
Yes.
It's been a while since let's see, I think this calendar year, the only time I've flown this calendar year has been at Sun and Fun. I got 2 demo flights in an Aeroprac.
Oh, cool, okay.
You know, they're trying to sell me their airplane.
Yeah, right.
They didn't need to know that I didn't have $140,000.
Yep.
Hey, if somebody lets me in their airplane, I'm getting in their airplane.
That's right, yeah, exactly.
Man, this haze is terrible.
And this just showed up. It wasn't like this earlier today, but it's all getting collected. We've been under a convective outlook, meaning, hey, we can expect we might have some storms, because it's a summer afternoon.
Right.
But here it's all thickening up. It wouldn't surprise me if we see some rain eventually. Probably under that stuff, not so much under this stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's been, 16 or 18 years. But back when I lived in Illinois, my ex-wife, she was a weather geek, so I ended up becoming a weather spotter with her.
Oh, cool.
So we used to, you know, when the watches were out, we'd go out and look for storms and had National Weather Service on our speed dial. And, you know, that was back before smartphones.
You're right, yeah.
So I actually had, from work, I had a USB connected, descending, a USB connected Verizon hotspot.
Oh, okay,
And I would put my, no, that was before that. I did have a smartphone. It was a Windows CE smartphone. It was like way back.
Yeah.
And I figured out how to connect it to my computer and get it to use internet over that.
Yep.
So I'd be able to pull up radar in the car.
Cool. Yeah. I remember the first time I was writing code and doing something on a live server at 65 miles an hour. Still remember that. Laura was driving, and I'm driving, and I'm on a cell modem, and I'm just working, and I can do this. And so, when I was with AT&T, I think I told you I went to Singular and then AT&T and became an employee. So I was the on-call guy. So I was issued an on-call laptop which had a cell chip in it, so I could be anywhere. Well, I quickly took advantage of that to be anywhere while I'm working. So I also had a BlackBerry, so I could share the BlackBerry data, or I could use the laptop cell data and so on. And so we would travel with the kids and with family and so on, and I'm just working down the road. So Laura drove a lot, and on one hand she griped about it, but on the other hand, you know, I'm not taking a day off to drive to SeaWorld. I'm working on the way to SeaWorld.
Yeah.
And then we get there, and I'm working 6 to 2, and that's my time slot. And then we got, you know, they get up, and the kids had homeschool at that time, which is why so they had a few hours worth of school while Daddy's at work, and you know, of course they grouse about it. This isn't a vacation. Are you kidding me? We're going to go to SeaWorld for the rest of the afternoon all week long, and we're going to love it. This is, of course, it's a vacation. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And the first time I'm driving down the road, and you know, I'm working and, you know, uploading to a server from one other server and such, and we're just driving, cruising along. You know, much better connectivity than I had with my Zoom modem in college, where I was happy to get 28K. I was like hot snot. Yeah. I couldn't afford 33.6, not at the time, but I had a 28K modem. Woohoo! I remember also when it finally got fast enough that I couldn't read it. I could read 4800 going by, no problem. But when I got to 96, suddenly the text would fill the screen faster than I could read it. Whoa! All right, so by now we're coming up on the Big Canoe Ridge, and we've just passed the Bill Elliott Field Airport over there. So we're about 10 miles southeast, 4,500 inbound Pickens County.
So, Pickens County.
Yep, traffic.
Pickens traffic.
Yep.
Jasper, 586 Juliet, 10 miles inbound
10
to
miles
land.
southeast.
10 miles southeast inbound to land.
10 miles southeast, 4,500. I'm lazy, I use round numbers.
Okay.
Inbound. 10 miles southeast, 4,500 inbound. Pickens.
Pickens traffic.
You're good.
Jasper. I couldn't remember the Jasper. Pickens traffic, Jasper, 586 Juliet, 10 miles southeast at 4,500 inbound to land. Pickens.
Good. So stop, turn, go wings level. I can just now start to make out Sharp Mountain ahead there. That's our macro picture of coming home.
I see it.
The airport is just at the end of the ridge. So what we should do is we should probably double check the weather while we're here. So it's been a moment since we called. Nobody say anything. Yeah, let's switch over.
Left, pitch, no 10.
Oh, good timing. He's just finishing.
Pickens County Airport automated weather observation 2247 Zulu weather wind 300 at 4 visibility 10 clear below 12,000 temperature 30 Celsius dew point 22 altimeter 3006 density altitude 3400 lightning distance southwest and west pitch no 10.
Somewhere over there, there's some storm, so we're good. So wind is 310, so 300 at 4, so we want runway 34.
Yeah.
So, if the airport's over there, which way does runway 34 point?
That way. So, roughly that way.
We don't have a runway that goes that way. We have one that goes this way or this way.
That's not north up, is it?
This is north up.
Oh, it is. Okay. So, going that way, so the runway is that way.
Very good. It goes that way, exactly. And we make left traffic here. So in order to be on left downwind, it's over there. So how would you like to approach the airport? Would you like to go over the top? Would you like to turn left upwind? Would you like to come over here and make a long final? What do you think you'd like to do?
Oh, so I'm gonna go over and then onto downwind.
Okay. We can't descend into the downwind leg. And we don't go straight across at pattern altitude. We're firmly against that. So if we want to go over the top, we can go over, and then we can do the teardrop descent thing and come like that, which is great. We could also come in at left crosswind. I'll come left crosswind at pattern altitude and join that way. I just won't come along and cut off somebody because I've been cut off twice. I think the FAA made a bad move doing that. So, would you like to go left crosswind at pattern altitude?
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to work our way down to 2,500 feet. So we have 2,000 feet to drop in only a couple of miles. We better pull on back. Very good. Pull back to like 2,000 or so. Pull, 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 pull. Yeah, good. Fine wings level, fine ball in the middle. There you go. And so ahead there is the airport. We could either get on the upwind leg here and left upwind, left crosswind, or we can come out over Jasper a little bit to set up on left crosswind. Either way. So we're kind of southeast.
This is the runway here.
That's the runway there. Yep.
Okay. So
I'm a
if I
fan of
go,
entering left upwind from this point. Just do a 45-degree entry, left upwind. We're pointed right at it. Or we can work our way over here to the right a bit and come directly across left crosswind.
talk me through this.
Okay, which one?
So if I go upwind, I need to enter at a 45.
Yep, so you'll turn a little bit left, aim for the bottom end of the runway, and we'll come in like this, and then boop, turn on to left upwind, left crosswind, left downwind. Yep. So right about there. Great, just like that. 3008, descending 2005. We can tell everybody we are 4 miles southeast, descending for a 45 entry, left upwind, 34.
Picking traffic, Jasper 586 Juliet, 4 miles southeast, on a 45 entry into left upwind, for runway 34, take it.
Excellent, good. 3004, descending 2005, maintain heading, you're looking great. We don't want to get particularly so flying downhill at 90 is perfect.
Skyline 206 X-ray is off 34 upwind, making a right turn eastbound, departing the pattern. Taken. That is 286 X-ray. We're looking for left traffic, so be advised we're out here off to the east.
Time is 22:54.
So he's coming this way and gonna turn left?
Skyline 286 X-ray, we're climbing through 2500.
He's taking off this way and making a right turn. 086 X-ray, right, crosswind. I have another NASA report to file because some idiot doesn't understand the traffic pattern. Okay, 2008 descending 2005. When we break into the 25s in 150 feet, that's when you'll want to put power back to 2650. That's our standard pattern power.
Alright, I don't know where he's at.
He's over there and turning this way illegally. We don't really care. Here comes the 25s. Power back to 2650 RPM. Lift your nose a little bit for 90 right there. Good. Aim straight. We'll stop our descent. A little bit more juice. Wings level, wings level, wings level, wings level. Come
I
left,
don't
come
see
left,
the
come left.
runway. I was trying to get
Well, it's over there. We don't want to be turning yet. A little more juice, 100 RPM. A little more. There you go. Okay, so the runway's right ahead of us. We're now kind of aiming for the top half of the runway, so that's fine.
Okay, I see it now.
And when you're close enough that you like, you can turn right upwind runway 34.
So announce that.
Yeah, yep.
Taking traffic. Jasper 586 Juliet. Left upwind runway 34. Taking.
Excellent. Don't go fast. Lift your nose for 90 because that'll keep us from descending this a little lower, right there. That's great. So we want to go parallel to the runway. So probably turn a little bit more right. A little more. A little more. That smells about right. I'd say you're probably going pretty parallel to the runway right about now.
Yep.
We don't want to go only 80s, so tip down a hair. Good, right there. Yep, that's it. That tiny little difference. Once you've passed the end of the runway, anytime after that, you can turn left crosswind runway 34.
Traffic Skyline 206 X-ray, 305 miles to the east. Stay on
And you can turn before you talk.
Taken.
Taking traffic. Route. Jasper 586 Juliet. Turning left base. Runway 34. Taking.
Correction, left crosswind. Correction, left crosswind, 34. Here's about 90, unroll, 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 go straight. You have to get to the other side of the airport, and then we'll turn left downwind.
I was thinking I was landing now.
I understand. Yep.
When I saw the number, I realized I was at the wrong end.
Ready to turn left downwind whenever you are.
Taking traffic, Jasper 586 Juliet, turning left downwind for runway 34, picking.
Find your way to parallel, get yourself comfy. Speed is great, power is great. What we want to do for flaps is fuel pump and carpet. Yep. And we want to do that by the 1,000-foot block, because even with the numbers, even with the numbers, we're going to pull a bunch of power. So look ahead and find something like that little white tank out there. You want to not turn. The trickiest part of this is to not turn. So waiting for it. You're a hair low, but that's okay. Waiting for it. Don't hunt left. Already you need a little bit of right foot. And you're going to pull a hunk of power by ear and look out there and not turn. So pull power. Pull, 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 pull. Good. Don't turn. Hold yourself settled in there. Now we start to descend. Lift up a hair. Come kiss that horizon. Up, 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 up. Right there. Don't turn. Hold it right there. Here's the 70s. Drop in flaps. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. Now find your way to 65, tip forward a hair and fly that downhill view. A little more, good. Glance over your shoulder once and decide when to turn left base.
I'm good enough.
Okay, so left base, runway.
Taking traffic, Jasper 586 Juliet, turning left base for runway 34, picking.
Good. Come all the way through 90, so keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going degrees. Right about here. Peekaboo under the wing, decide when to turn final.
Now.
Okay, bring it on in. Your airspeed's great. Maintain airspeed like this.
Taking traffic, Jasper 586 Juliet, turning final, runway 34, picking.
Line yourself back up.
Yep.
And what we're going to do is a slip to land. So once we're there, we have to point toes straight down the runway and lean into the wind just enough to stay there. So come on over to the right a tad. Good. Unroll. Lots of small and gentle and quick. So
am I landing?
We will land together.
Okay.
So I'd say we've made the runway. So you can pull all the way to idle. Give me some right foot. Right foot. Good. Hold it like that. And we want a tiny bit of left lean to stay over the center of the runway, just like that. And we're flying downhill. We're going a little fast, but I'll take the airspeed. That's great. What we have to do is keep her nose lined up and keep us in the center of the runway. We'll come down, not get slow until right about now. We'll start putting on the air brakes, and then we'll play the don't you land game. And how long can we hold her off of the ground? Remember how far your elbow went back for a stall? We want it all the way. Yes, beautiful. Now ride the wheelie. Don't give up on that left lean because of the crosswind. And there we go. Casually move your hand to the brake. We won't take this one, but we'll take the next one. Start pulling in a straight line, straight line, straight line. Pull, pull, pull. Straight line, pull.
Oh, okay.
And start relaxing so we don't have it. Wow, we actually managed to pull her all the way to idle. Fire her up again here. She doesn't usually do that. Yeah, right, you did. Okay, so hand on the brake, so that as we come across, we will come to a stop. There.
Stop.
And because it's a lot easier to think and talk while we're stopped.
Okay.
We'll tell everybody, clear runway 34, Pickens.
Pickens County, Jasper 586 Juliet, clear runway 34, Pickens.
Excellent. And so now, we'll do the after landing checklist, the hand model move. So flaps go all the way up. Fuel pump goes off. Carpet goes cold. And trim goes just forward to neutral. Look at all that trim you pulled. That's awesome. Now, we can proceed to go ahead and we'll hang a left over toward the hangar. Gently, gently. Good.
Morning.
Yep. All right, so we'll get,
What's that?
everything went cold. So step left, because we turned it off and I had put to sleep the cold alarms, but now everything's all cold. If I come back over here to engine, we see messages saying cold, cold. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to aim for those white numbers right there without adding gas, but no, come to the right a tad, but without pulling brake. Hand ready on the brake. And you're going to step hard left. Now, crank hard left. There you go. Hand on the brake. And come to a stop about here. Good, because I'm lazy, so I don't want to have to turn her as I pull her back in. Parking brake. Awesome. So we have done the after landing checklist. So it's time to do the shutdown checklist.
Okay.
Current time is 23:02
Parking brake set. Done that.
at 1794.9.
If avgas, run up to 1800.
And we're not on avgas, so we don't
Okay.
have to do that. We're on MOGAS. What happens is idle, idle, coast, coast, idle, idle, land, idle, idle, taxi, taxi, idle, idle, idle. Very cold.
Carbon buildup.
The lead buildup
lead buildup.
on the sleeves.
Oh, sleeve. Okay, so we don't do that. Throttle idle, it's already there. Back time, fuel level, clock time.
I have written.
Ignition key off.
What comes before that?
All switches off.
Go this way. Yep, yep.